What does it mean to grasp how long and wide and high and deep the love of Christ is in a world that feels so broken? For 60 years, World Renew has been working to find an answer, and we've learned a lot.
In places like Honduras, we are discovering that our children may realize an end to poverty thanks to programming that supports not only the healthy birth of each baby, but also the nourishment of each child. Alejandra is one of those children. Her grandmother, Maida, has partnered with World Renew for over a generation, starting with the birth of her own daughter 25 years ago. Today, Maida serves as a community health volunteer, tending to the care of 190 children in her village. Part of Abuela Maida's work includes helping 100 families in Nueva Saipa to establish aquaponic gardens, a sustainable solution for a drought-ridden land. Using minimal water, these gardens bring vegetables, tilapia, and shrimp to the tables throughout Maida's village, so families enjoy 3 nutrient-rich meals a day. Through Maida's efforts, little girls like Alejandra enter school with healthy bodies and healthy minds, ready to learn, to dream, and to build a better life for themselves. Maida expected more for her daughter, and now her granddaughter's life is surpassing what she imagined. This reality was made possible with the generosity of people like you.
You and the other individuals throughout North America who believe in Myra and the hopeful work of World Renew. Work that is not just raising healthy children, but advocating for justice in places like Bangladesh, where imagining an end to poverty begins with empowering women to make change. Mafusa's mother taught her to sew after learning herself in a class led through World Renew. Now, Mafusa and her mother run a business together, sewing some of the most exquisite saris in Bangladesh and providing for 3 generations of their family. Because when women have the tools they need to change their own stories, they don't stop with themselves. They also bring change to their larger community. Like Fujima, a high school student who partners with World Renew to advocate against childhood marriage. Many of Fujima's classmates have been taken out of school and forced to marry, until she and her friends decided it was time to change the story. Together, they now serve as elected representatives of their community, supporting women entrepreneurs and educating on the advantages of allowing girls to finish their education. Mafusa and Fujima imagined a world of equality for women, and now they are creating possibilities for others. These women are empowered to make change through your support.
Support that is mobilizing women not only in Bangladesh, but in Nigeria too. Here, Nouveau Young is taking one small loan and using it to raise up her entire community. Several years ago, Nouveau's husband was killed and her farm was stolen. In a single night, her family lost their home, income, and community. But the story doesn't end there. Through small business training, a village savings and loan program, and trauma healing with World Renew, Nouveau and her 4 young sons were able to move through tragedy and begin life again. Thanks to a loan from her village community, Nouveau started a plantain business, and that business is now thriving. Through one small loan, World Renew helped Nouveau imagine a way out of poverty. Now, she is ending poverty in her community by helping her neighbors find economic freedom with startup money for their small businesses. For Nouveau, helping others imagine their potential is a calling God has placed on her life, and she discovered that calling thanks to love like yours.
Love that creates a sustainable future for families. On the plains of Kenya, sustainability is uplifting families like the Ndunges and Chirindos. Before joining a food security program with World Renew, Elizabeth Ndunge and Happy Chirindo were 2 mothers confronting extreme poverty for their families. With drought and shifting climate patterns, their land couldn't produce enough crops to feed their children, let alone make a profit. For Elizabeth and her husband Peter, The stress not only meant struggling to find their next meal, but strain on their marriage and disconnection from their community. But thanks to World Renew's tools, training, and seeds, the Ndunges have produced enough crops to not only nourish their family and heal their marriage, but to grow a business. They've expanded their farm, built a house, and purchased a cow. A cow whose extra milk they sell to their neighbors, ensuring that other Kenyan families have the nutrients they need. Like the Chirindos, who also received World Renew training and have now expanded the number of crops they can grow: amaranth, kale, okra, and tomatoes. The range of vegetables is good for the soil and good for Happy's children, now growing big and strong with energy to learn. The Ndunges and Chirindos are a few of many in Kenya who have looked beyond the challenges in their lives and discovered just how much more God can do than they could have ever imagined. By working together with their community, they are envisioning new ways to thrive.
Thriving is the furthest thing from the minds of many forced to flee their homes. When people are in crisis, thrown into extreme poverty due to the emergency evacuations from homes destroyed by violence or natural disaster, they live day to day. People like Delilah in Lebanon. Delilah, her husband, and all 7 children of her home fled Syria due to the civil war. Delilah's husband has barely earned enough money to cover rent. They struggle to feed their children. They struggle to begin again. Through a local partner, World Renew has walked alongside families like Delilah's as they rebuild. Delivering emergency resources over the last decade, World Renew has reached thousands of Syrian families with food vouchers, milk, and diapers for babies. During the pandemic, that work has also included vital health supplies, and this winter, it'll include blankets, mattresses, and jackets to keep people safe and warm. Because of World Renew, families like Delilah's have found hope in a foreign land. And World Renew is delivering hope to those closer to home as well. Since 1979, Canadian churches have partnered with us to welcome refugees. Year after year, you have walked with newcomers to our country as they build new homes here. And year after year, World Renew's Disaster Response Services volunteers show up with the materials needed to make homes across our continent dry, safe, and livable again. Because often, recovering from disaster and displacement takes the steady presence of a friend.
Bringing an end to poverty takes all of us. The persistence of Myra, the skill of Mafusa, and the creativity of Fajima. It takes the courage and generosity of the Ndunges and Chirindos. It takes the fortitude of staff and volunteers around the world delivering hope. It takes 60 years of trust and relationship with local communities. Imagine what these relationships might look like in 60 more. Your faithful support through prayer, funds, and service has already changed the story for generations. Now to God, who is able to do immeasurably more than we could ever ask or imagine, be the glory forever and ever.